One of the things I and the other ministers have been doing here at Graymere has been trying to call our members, give them a personal phone call or a personal message and talk to them. And I've had an opportunity to talk to many of our members who have said incredibly positive things about our video ministries here and all the different things that we've been doing to keep everybody connected. And we do, all of us ministers, I know, appreciate that. But I talked with one member the other day who did not seem like she felt she was valuable. She felt that she was just sitting at home, not doing anything. She's staying at home, not spreading this virus. So that's a good thing. But also, she just didn't feel like she was being useful. She didn't feel like, and she used the specific words, not using my talents. It could be hard this day and age, especially in this time, to use our talents. I'm very lucky that I was called upon and got to use my talents to make these videos to help keep us all connected. We have all of our different talents. Our Jonathan Winchester's keeping in touch with all of our missionaries. John David is ministering to the kids on Zoom and having online Bible studies 2 or 3 times a week. Andrew, of course, is preaching and teaching and doing all the things that he knows how to do in front of this camera most of the time, using his talents. But some of us may feel like that our talents aren't being used. I want you to think about a person that I'm going to reference here. His name is Reginald Heber. On April 3rd, 1826, he served as a missionary in India. That day he preached outdoors under a hot Indian sun, and to cool off he went out for a cool dip in a nearby pool. And while in the pool, he had a stroke and he drowned. A tragic story. A few days later, his wife was going through his belongings and found a trunk of several of his old songs that he had written but he had never published. Among those songs was one that he wrote called, and you may recognize the title, it's a little song called Holy, 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 Lord God Almighty. And since that discovery, millions of people, if not billions, have been blessed by the work of Reginald Heber. This is not a note necessarily about a great song that he wrote. This is not a story about that, but about how he buried that song in a trunk. He had a great talent, but he buried that talent. You can't help but wonder how many of us have maybe done the same thing. And I know that's difficult to say with us maybe being stuck in our homes, not being able to do a whole lot. But how many of us have a song or a story or a sermon or a Bible class that we've never shared? How many of us have a powerful story? You know, speaking of power, fear is powerful. It's a powerful force that can cause us to bury our talent. It may seem like it's not a big deal. It may seem like, oh, I don't want to bring attention to myself and all sorts of different things like that. But we would do well to remember the Lord's answer to the man who buried his talent in Matthew chapter 25. Do you remember what he said? He said, "You have put my money on deposit with the bankers so that when I returned, I would have received it back with interest." Oh, God did not call us to sit on our opportunities or talents. This is not an investment for later. This is something to be used now. The talents God has given you, maybe it's talking to someone on the phone. We don't tend to talk on the phone a lot these days. You might if you're older, but a lot of young people just don't talk on the phone. And maybe it would be valuable for you to call someone. The talents God has given you is God's gift to you. Remember that. But what you do with those talents is your gift to God. What is your talent? My encouragement to you today is to use it. To find what that talent is. Maybe it's being friendly with someone. Maybe it's talking to someone. Maybe it's giving a phone call. Maybe it's writing a letter or a note. Maybe it's doing a craft or making a blanket or some type of embroidery or whatever it may be. Maybe it's like some of the people here that I can hear right now mowing our grass here at Graymere. Maybe you can do something, you just haven't looked into it enough. My challenge to you is to find that talent or dig it back out and use it.